If you're familiar with my hometown of Orlando, specifically East Orlando, you've witnessed firsthand how dramatically the landscape is changing. Shopping centers, strip malls, apartment complexes, they seem to just pop up overnight, placing what was once beautiful green place with just a sea of concrete. While most people take issue with this, and rightfully so, there exists a group of vocal, self proclaimed environmentalists who, rather than fight this wave of greedy development, they instead campaign against one of the last true green third places we have available to us, the golf course. Whether it be for environmental reasons or the disdain for this seemingly elitist game, there's still groups who remain persistent that we close these places. In this speech, I intend to make the case that the position is misguided and that golf courses are worth preserving. Today, I'll talk about the positive effects of golf on the community and the areas around them. And by the end of the speech, you'll understand the real impact of golf courses and their results within a community, and hopefully see the contradictions in being against them. Firstly, today we'll talk about the positive effects. It's estimated that only 25% of golf courses now in the country are private. The environmental concerns are a little bit more complex. There's been a lot of progress in the last 20 years for water treatment, grass treatment, some big things that I too am concerned about environmentally. The Golf Course Superintendents Association of America claims that water usage itself is down 31% since 2005. And also, courses do act kind of like as a wildlife buffer zone, especially where you see most courses, especially in Orlando. They're in these neighborhoods that are just nothing but cookie cutter homes, small yards, no wilderness around, but the golf course acts as a kind of nature buffer zone for birds, rabbits, foxes, coyotes, deers, squirrels, everything like that. So now that we've covered the environmental issues, we'll talk about the growth and inclusivity that golf is now offering. In Orlando, currently there are 23 golf courses, 23 in the greater Orlando area. Only 5 of those now are private. And I too am against private courses, but we're seeing the number kind of dwindle down a little bit over the years. Tee times, like everything else post-COVID, are going up in prices, but you could still play an 18-hole round in Orlando for about $24 on the weekend. That's pretty special. According to the National Golf Foundation, golf has grown 41% since COVID, and they're almost up to 48 million participants across the country. So this game is getting more inclusive, and it's accessible to just about anybody with 2 arms and 2 legs. Now that we've covered the growth and inclusivity of golf, I'd like to discuss these false fantasies around what a golf course could be. A lot of people seem to think that they'll just knock down the golf course and build their dream of affordable housing, these mixed spaces, or public parks, and that just negates everything that we've seen happen in these past, 10 years with the growth and development. You don't think if they knock down the golf course, they're not going to put in luxury branded apartments instead, or a shopping center, or Walmart, something like that. I mean, you got to be real at one point. My own local course here in Oviedo, it's municipal, it's owned by the city, and there's people campaigning pretty heavily now to get rid of it, open it up as a public park or whatnot. I think they also kind of neglect the fact that municipal courses are one of the most profit-driving things owned by a city. I know my local course here in Oviedo generates a massive amount of money for the city because, the courses, the parking lot's filled every day. Another thing that gets neglected is look on a map currently of Central Florida. You see these little dead green zones, and they're just abandoned golf courses. They don't do anything with them. Once they close the doors, they just become overgrown. There's no new trees planted there instead to drum up more wildlife. They're just left dead. That's the reality of it. So, all right, I was very rudely interrupted by a low storage warning. You couldn't really pay me to take that from the top again, so I'm just going to keep it rolling. You were talking about how once golf courses are abandoned, they're just that, they're abandoned. Nothing new is coming there. It's not going to happen. That's just the reality of the situation. But in summary, I'd like you to remember these kind of 3 points. Courses are trying to adjust towards the environment, whether it be water or grass fertilizers and pesticides and whatnot. They are working in a better way. It's still not great, but it is improving. They are becoming more inclusive every single day. Anybody can pick up the game now. That's just the reality of it. And the main one is just because you have fantasies of what a golf course could be does not mean that's what they will be. So just keep those in mind. In conclusion, I think golf courses are a net positive to society and communities. They should remain open. We should remain the upkeep on them, and just go get some friends, go outside, and enjoy a round of golf. Thank you.